As I spoke to several people yesterday who said they're staying put, they're not leaving. I was at the Lowe's in Conway yesterday, and sandbags and plywood was flying off the shelves. Theo, right now the Red Cross is mobilizing volunteers and supplies, finalizing plans and gathering teams to get ready to help you when Hurricane Matthew strikes. Yes, Theo, and as Amy said, we have received new information that 90% of Garden City and Cherry Grove have evacuated. And you know, if you take a look here along Atlantic Avenue in Garden City, it definitely looks like it. The streets are basically empty. Again, very quiet here in Garden City, but it seems the business owners that have boarded up seem pretty confident that they are going to get past Matthew. Reporting live in Garden City, I'm Meredith Helline. Right as Brian was doing that newscast, we just had the first huge bolt of lightning coming from a little bit more inland here in North Myrtle Beach. We're on Main Street. If you've been tuning in with us, we've been live since 3 a.m. this morning. We started out on the beach at the Main Street access, the main downtown North Myrtle Beach access, where the water was just blowing in. Sand was blowing everywhere. Water's been blowing all down the streets this morning. And you know, we've been at Pirates Cove. We've been hanging out there with the owners, and they were reminding us of what happened here with Hurricane Hugo, where this business right here, the storm surge came up so far that it was they had to completely redo it. But unlike Garden City, these businesses aren't boarded up. So hopefully they'll be okay. But if you look farther down here on Ocean Boulevard, you can see where palms have fallen on the ground. They've been blowing in the wind. A consistent rain, consistent wind out here all morning. What has been off and on is how strong the winds are, how strong the rain is. Not too much flooding. If you look down here, it's still draining pretty well. And then we're going to take one more look straight down Ocean Boulevard, where you can get a better look at this wind that's coming over here against that awning of that store and the American flags. And that's what's going on here in downtown North Myrtle Beach. My boots are completely filled with water. We're soaked, but we're happy to be out here showing you what's going on so you can watch us from home. History for you. Just last year in the October floods, the owner that's with us is telling us, now you can see the tile here. Just last year, the flood water went all the way to the end of that tile, into that dance floor area. So now we're going to come back outside, and he tells me the flood water completely flooded Main Street here in North Myrtle Beach. And he says a lot of that had to do with the stormwater. There were some stormwater issues which have since been fixed. So they're hoping it won't happen this time. The general manager was actually able to kayak down Main Street here just with the floods just last year in October. Again, they're hoping that doesn't happen this year because of the stormwater project that North Myrtle Beach did. It's not just an on and off anymore. It's been consistent winds, consistent rains now, heavy. So we'll continue to keep you updated here at Pirates Cove. I think we'll be on the roof next time you see us. For now, I'm reporting live in North Myrtle Beach, Meredith Helline. Some extra weight because of all the water in my boots, but what's also happened, and is actually ironic, because just about a half an hour ago we were out on Main Street here in downtown Myrtle Beach showing you how it hadn't completely flooded yet like it had in the October floods of last year, because one of the people that works here at Pirates Cove, he showed me pictures. He was actually kayaking down Main Street just last year, and he's up here now with us, and he says now he can go kayak because look at what has happened in the last 30 minutes here. Now that's the Ocean Boulevard side here in downtown Myrtle Beach. The streets are flooded, and we can't tell if it's storm surge or not over at the public access at Main Street, but it's flooded over there. Main Street is flooded. We're hoping that it's not going to reach these businesses, but it looks like it has over by this grill restaurant on Ocean Boulevard. It's getting deep, you all. It's being blown across the parking lots. It's really strong wind out here, really strong rain, and I guess this is what a hurricane is all about. So for now, reporting live from North Myrtle Beach. We're gonna go check out the beach pretty soon because we want to know what's going on. You know, just like you were talking about the storm surge from these waves. I mean, wow.
Yeah, Meredith, thank you for that, and thank you for kind of that last-minute adjustment there to your shot.
Good morning to you guys. Now, before we get to him, I wanted to give you one more look. I was just on a few minutes ago and said we'd give you a next update. Look at this water. I mean, it looks like the middle of the ocean, and this is just the coastline. Again, we haven't gotten close enough to see if the storm surge has come onto the streets, but, you know, it's crazy out there. And because of that, we now have, thankfully, Chief North Myrtle Beach Police Chief Philip Webster with us. Thank you again for joining us. And because of what's going on out there, he has some new information for you as to what he's doing with his officers.
Right, we urge everyone to stay off the street.
We've seen North Myrtle Beach Public Safety going to and from all day. Anything else you would like to add for the people, what you've seen since you've been out?
Yeah, it's the streets were flooded. They're starting, like always, if you're still here.
Definitely stay off the streets. And we were talking about the flooding earlier. If you could get a live look right here, Dustin, we just showed you and spoke with Jamie about how flooded Ocean Boulevard here was in North Myrtle Beach. It's already gone down. It's gone. So it's still draining. I guess the floods aren't, or the drains aren't full yet. So that's a very good sign. And now I'm going to ask, we just heard about tornadoes. Now, apparently there's tornado touchdowns in North Myrtle Beach. Have you heard anything about that?
Power restored at this point?
No, and Dustin was actually, he's the guy behind the camera doing all the magic here, if he can turn around. So during my last live shot, right after we got off the air, he told me that while I was live, there's 3 hotels you can see back there. 2 of them are beachfront, and the back 2 were the ones that went out during the live shot. You can still see the one on the left. That could just be emergency lighting on the side. But he saw lights go out in those hotels, and everything's really been just rocking in the wind out here. We've had these electricity poles we've been a little worried about. Since we've been out here, we've really been trying to watch those. We've heard loud bangs from some of these metal flag poles behind us. So again, the wind hasn't let up. Right now, it's just the rain. Eric, we promised you a last live look at the beach, and here it is. The water is absolutely crazy. Sand, crazy. Wind, I'm literally being blown over right now. I can't even hear myself because the rain and the sand is hitting me so hard on this side of my ear. It had calmed down, and that's why we came out here to show you what's going on, but now it just picked up again. Jamie, we're here with your first look at the first tornado touchdown of this storm. You can look at this house on the corner of 18th Avenue North and the Ocean Boulevard here in North Myrtle Beach, where that roof is just ripped off by that tornado that came through here. Again, that is a confirmed tornado. This is the biggest thing right now that's happened up here rain-wise. It has slowed down some, and the winds have slowed down, so we're getting a little bit of a break. We've seen some people out. You might have seen a minute ago a car over here. There's a woman out taking some photographs, just putting Hurricane Matthew, I guess, into the memory books for right now. So that's what's going on here in North Myrtle Beach, and we'll send it back to you guys. I'm Meredith Helline reporting. We're back, Eric, and right now, right here in North Myrtle Beach, it has calmed down some rain and wind-wise, but what we want you to take a look at is at this house. A tornado touched down here. We're in the exact spot where the tornado touched down here at the corner of 18th Avenue North and Ocean Boulevard in North Myrtle Beach. You can see where the side of this house was just ripped off, and there's shingles that are scattered throughout the backyard here. There's some minor flooding in their backyard, but you can see pieces of the house actually, oh, something just fell into the water, but you can see pieces of the house stuck in these trees that have also been blown over. So this house, unfortunately, has some major damage. I see the nails sticking out from the pieces of this wood, parts of insulation scattered across the lawn. First, I'm going to add to your tree report there. There's also a tree down at Hillside and 11th Avenue North here in North Myrtle Beach, so you can't get through there. And someone just drove by to let us know there's a bunch of trees down on 8th and 9th Avenue, which probably has something to do with the confirmed tornado that touched down here in North Myrtle Beach at the corner of Ocean Boulevard and 18th Avenue North. It hit a house, knocked down some of the siding of the house. Roof shingles were all over the front yard of the house and the back, and some flooding, which we were live at earlier and showed you. And if you want to see more on that house, you can check out Twitter. But we followed the path of the tornado, which is up here at 11th Avenue North and US 17, according to Chief of Police here in North Myrtle Beach, Chief Philip Webster. You can see here where the tornado looks like it hit this tree. Could have been lightning, but again, he said this was the path of the tornado, which started at 18th Avenue North. He said he thinks it skipped up here to US 17. So we see this tree down here, and then just scattered across this intersection here, we have needles from the tree. We have pine cones everywhere, all over the floor, prickly pine cones. Making up the ground here. There's some flooding, and also over here, what you guys really need to watch out for are downed power lines. And Chief Webster said they've had reports of downed power lines and also some minor roof damage over in Marina Bay over there behind the Mellow Mushroom. But there's the first power line right over here that you can see on the corner of US 17th and 11th Avenue North. So we're being sure to stay away from that because there's also a lot of water nearby where there's some flooding. Other than that, some shingles, it looks like, from some homes homes or businesses have flown off, downed fences, again, a lot of trees down, tree branches. And that's what's going on right now in North Myrtle Beach. I'll send it back to you guys. For now, I'm Meredith Helline reporting live. It's 3 a.m. and wow, I just heard in my ear Marla talking about that storm surge. And you know, we've been really mixing up the shots for you. We've been on the beach, we've been on top of Pirates Cove on their roof patio deck. We've been on Main Street showing you the flooding there. We tried to go, and then we followed the tornado's path. We had a tornado touchdown on the corner of 18th Avenue North and Ocean Boulevard. We showed you what happened there on its path down 11th Avenue North over US 17. And then we tried to go to Cherry Grove Pier to get a shot for you there. But you know, the wind was so strong, we couldn't even get our doors open to the car to get out. So we decided we'd check out Cherry Grove Canals here for you. Now you can take a look at this water. I mean, it's completely flooded. The roads here between 46th and 47th Avenue North aren't flooded yet, but if you guys know anything about these canals, you know that they have issues of it being mud beds, mud flats, where people can't even get their boats out at low tide. That's why they're doing that multi-million-dollar dredging project right now here at the city of Myrtle Beach. So no problem with water now. I mean, look at this.